Now, let's learn how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, first, they should be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where c is a constant and that is equal to 0. Now, let's have an example. The first one is x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. Now, to get the factors, of course, we need to find the factors of x squared and the 3. Let's have it this way. The factors of x squared are x and x, because if we multiply them together, we're gonna get x squared. Now, we're gonna look for the factors of 3. Of course, the factors of 3 are 3 and 1. So basically, this is positive 3. So the possible solutions are both of them are negative. Negative 1 times negative 3 is still positive, or both of them are positive. Because 3 times 1 is 3. Now, we're going to look for the middle. We're looking for something that will result in a 4. So basically, if we multiply them, it's 3. But if we add them like this, 3 times x is 3x. Then, if you multiply this, that's x. So basically, that's going to be 4x. So basically, these are our factors. Okay? So x plus 1 and x plus 3. Now, let's continue and let's equate them both to 0 to get our final answers. Now, x minus 1, x plus 1 is equal to 0. The other one, x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now, we just have to transpose this. Transpose, basically you move this to the other side of the equal sign. The only thing that's going to happen is that this plus sign will become a minus if you move it there. So x will become negative 1 there. And this one, if you move it there to the other side of the equal sign, so the positive 3 will become a minus. So x is equal to negative 3. So the values of x are minus 1 and negative 3. Now we have our solutions then. Easy, right? Now let's proceed with the second example. X squared plus x plus is equal to 12. Now, of course, again, they should be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus equals to 0. Now in this case, not yet. It's not yet in that form, so we have to transpose this 12 to the other side of the equal sign. So what's going to happen? So x squared plus x plus 12, it will become a minus 12 on this side, and that's equal to 0. Now, let's look for the factors of x and 12. So we have 1 and 12. 1 times 12 is 12. The other option is 6 times 2. If you multiply them, it's 12. And the last one would be 4 and 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, we're looking for a pair wherein if we multiply them together, we're going to get 12. And if we add or subtract, we're going to get a positive x. So in this case, if we add them, 13. If we subtract, it's 11. So, not this one, okay? We add them, 8. We subtract, 4. Of course, not this one also. In this case, 4 plus 3 is 7. But if we subtract them, we can get 1, depending on the sign. So in this case, let's have the factor, let's have 4 and 3. So x times x is x squared. We have the 3 and the 4. As you can see, this is negative, so it means one of them is negative, either the 3 or the 4. So let's look at the middle one, the middle term. This is positive, so it means this higher number would be the positive one and this would be the negative one. Because if you multiply these two, there's going to be negative 3x. If you multiply this, that's 4x plus 4x, so that's going to be an x there. Now, let's look for our solutions then. Just equate them to 0. X plus 4 is equal to 0. The other one is x minus 3 is equal to 0. So transpose this to the other side. So x is equal to negative 4. And there we go. Transpose this to the other side. X will become, minus 3 will become a plus 3 on the other side. So this will be our answer then. Now let's proceed to number 3. X squared minus 8x plus 15. So the numbers that we can multiply to get 15, the options are 1 and 15. But in this case, we cannot get an 8. We can get an 8. If you add 16, if you subtract, that's 14. So not this one. But if you get a 5 and a 3, if you subtract, you can get a 2 or a negative 2. If you add, there's an 8. So basically, we can use 5 and 3. So let's have these numbers. So x times x, again, it's x squared. So the factors of 15 are 5 and 3. Now, as you can see, this is positive. Positive 15. So basically, either each of them are both positive, because positive 5 plus positive 3 is positive 15, or both of them are negative. So it depends on the middle term. Since this is negative, these two will become negative. Because if we multiply this, negative 3x, negative 5x, if we combine them, that's negative 8x. And to get our solutions, let's equate them to 0. X minus 5 is equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Just transpose it to the other side. The sign will change. X is equal to 5. And the other one, transpose it there, other side of the equal sign. X is equal to 3. Now, let's proceed with the next example then. In this case, the coefficient here is not 1. Okay, so basically, the factors of 2x squared is going to be a little different from our examples earlier. So we got, here, let's have it this way. 2x and x. These are the factors of 2x squared. Now, what are the factors of 3? Of course, we have 1 and 3. Or 3 and 1. Or negative 1 and negative 3. It depends on the middle part. Since the last term is negative, it means one of them is negative, the other one is positive. Now, how are we going to get negative 5x there? So, if we multiply them, if we multiply this, that's going to be 6x. If we multiply this, that's going to be x. So, in short, in order for us to get negative 5x there, this should be negative. So, this would be negative 3, and this would be positive 1. So to get the answers, to get the solutions, just equate them to 0. 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Transpose it there. 2x is equal to negative 1. Then 2x means 2 times x. And since we're looking for x, we have to remove that to there. Since that's multiplication, the only way to remove that is by dividing it with the same number. But don't forget to divide the other side. What you do on the right, you have to do on, or what you do on the left, you should do on the right. So basically, this will be cancelled. That's 1. 2 over 2 is 1. So x is equal to negative 1/2. And this one, if you transpose it to the other side, minus will become a plus, so x is equal to 3. Okay, for the last example, let's have 9x squared is equal to 16. So, in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we have to transpose 16 to the other side. So, basically, it's 9x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. As you can see, the bx on the middle is missing. So, let's look for the factors of 9x squared and 16x. 9x squared, we have the factors like 9x and 1, 9 and 1. okay, or let's say 9x times x, that's 9x squared. We also have 3x times 3x. And for 16, of course, it's 16 and 1, 4 and 4. Now, let's have this an example. Let's say we're going to use 3x and 3x. 3x, 3x. Basically, multiply them. That's going to be 9x squared. Now, for 16, let's say 4 and 4. Okay. So the thing is, since this is negative, of course, one of them is negative, but since they are alike, minus and plus. And let's try this. Let's multiply them. This is going to be negative 12x. If you multiply this, it's 12x. So basically, they will be cancelled. So that's why our final answer will become 9x squared minus 16 equals 0. So the middle term will be cancelled. So in that case, we have 3x plus 4 and 3x minus 4. And to get the results, the solutions, just equate them to 0. And 3x minus 4 equals 0. Transpose the 4. So 3x is equal to negative 4. So to find x, just divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to negative 4 over 3. There we go. And the other side, 3x is equal to 4. So x is equal to 4 over 3. Now we got our answer here. Easy. That's how you solve quadratic equations by factoring.